All right. What's going on, everybody? Episode 27. We're here. No Nate. One less bald guy. It's two.
Let's
It's two. It's two haired guys versus me, the not. So
yeah, usually we got
Andy.
two bald guys at least on Tuesdays.
Yeah. So,
J-
but we're here. We have the lovely, our special guest today, Chris Napp.
Hi.
How are you today, sir? I have known
Hi.
you for quite some time. When you were a
How
little wee
long has it
lad.
been? How long
I,
has it been?
I don't know, before you even drove anything. But and then I
12
watched you
years?
get
11
what
years?
yeah, whenever that was, whenever you hopped into the
Wow.
S13 and
That was 2013 into 2014.
we've been around, baby.
Oh yeah.
Man,
Oh yeah. Oh
you guys
yeah.
are getting
Still
old,
doing
dude.
good too.
Yeah, Brandon hit me with like how long I've known like Alex or whatever. And I was like, holy shit, I've actually known him for like 16 years. I'm
Yeah,
like,
your
I am
relationship can drive. That's fucking crazy.
I'm like, that's insane.
You know what I have to
But
say
yeah,
about that? You guys old as fuck.
yeah, dude, I got it to prove. I got
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Alex has been working off his point of proving, he's been working on that tummy. But yeah, and then
Good for
obviously
him. Good for him.
Brandon here, holding it down for us. He is the technical advisor for this evening.
Yep. Yep. Trying to
Um,
make it work today. No fancy overlays or nothing like Nate. Just nice and
yeah,
simple to the point.
we're just raw dogged. I could.
Just how it is. Hopefully the audio's good. I think it's good. I don't see any peaking or anything. So I'm sure
Yeah,
chat will let us know if there's anything wrong.
that's true. Right off the start, we had Celine Drift commenting on his fuel suspension that he just purchased. Um, Chris, you were just saying that you were talking to him today about his new
Today.
purchase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In person. I was hanging out with him today.
He's a loyal fan, dude. See, he can't get enough of Chris Knapp. And honestly, so like, where did this really begin with you? As we were just saying, like, you were a young gun, literally like just walking around the pits, with your dad, meeting all these cool drivers, and almost being groomed into this super knowledgeable and super talented driver, and a man now that holds a driving school for a ton of people, and it clearly proves to work time and time again.
Sea time. Sea
Yeah,
time. That's all it really is. That's all the school really is. I can give you pointers, but I mean, sea time's what's the most important part of it. But
yeah.
yeah, the school started because my office was tired of me not charging my friends. So I made an LLC and started charging all my friends.
Very fair, and it's very
Yep.
reasonably priced, and you just kind of just I mean, you'll give pointers if they need it, and like, for the newcomers and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you'll hop in, you'll tell them if their car is good or if it sucks or
Yeah, I'll
um
tell them if they're fighting the car or not.
yeah,
Um, most of the time, like I'd say 2/3 of my students are regulars who just keep coming back and just want seat time. And that's it. I'll give them a pointer maybe here or there. And the other third is going to be new drivers that need a lot of help, which is fine. That's what I'm here for.
gotcha. Yeah, so
Good.
like where excuse me, where did like your development into this become from? Like where did it start for you? I know like obviously E-Town, that is your track. So thank you for that.
Yeah. I
Thank you
don't
for your
even
pops.
know. I don't even know. Like, my dad bringing me around drifting. That's how I got into it. Like, some of my first ever drift event. I was actually just talking to Chelsea about this over the weekend. My first ever drift event was an XDC event at E Town in like '08 or '09, and I think he was there. I think Wilkerson was, which he was sitting on the other side of me, and he was like, "What? You were how old?"
Yeah.
11.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Wow.
Or
like,
11.
maybe double
Yeah.
digits. Yeah. Yeah, that's insane.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. And then
Hmm,
in the winter of 13 going into 14 is when I started driving.
That's when you hopped in that S13, right?
The blue one, yeah,
Yeah, the blue
yeah.
one. Yep. And then that became your main chassis for a bit,
A
right?
good while, yep.
Yeah, and then you
Now
switched
Brad
to.
Rosted has it.
It does still exist. All right, very good.
Yeah, yeah,
All
Brad
right.
has it.
I wasn't too sure. Everybody, there's so many black ones that end up showing up because you could hide some imperfections on the
Yeah,
car and everything. But I
yep.
mean, yeah,
And then I
you.
went over to the 1J E36.
Yep.
Briefly had that 46 with the EcoBoost motor in it. Still have it.
Yeah.
I don't have the shell of the E36 anymore. Do have the engine. And then the ISs happened, and I haven't looked back.
What made you fall in love so much with the IS?
Oh, oh God. Oh no. What's his last name? Carl's his first name. I forget his last name. He's the nice Norwegian on Instagram. What is his last name?
That's
Anyway,
his name.
Carl
Okay.
brought a sport cross to my school, and I drove it once, and I'm like, this is it. This is just the best thing ever. And it took me like 2 weeks to find one, and I bought one.
What about it makes it so great?
It was just nothing was done to it. Almost nothing was done to it, and it drove fantastic. I don't know. It's just when there's gonna be times, and like you see it in FD too. You like a guy will start in a car. Like you know who's really like a huge proponent of this was Dmitry Brutsky. When he was
Hmm.
in his Z4, like yeah, it was a good car, but he didn't mesh with it. And then
Yeah.
he gets in his E46 and he wins 2 Pro Spec championships in a row. Right? Like
Yeah.
Yeah. Like swept the floor.
it's
Yeah.
it's it's like you just have to mesh with it right. And I feel like the IS is what meshes with me the best.
Got you.
I got
Yeah. Yeah. So like in the sense of like all the people like that. I mean, you have been seeing them become more common, but they are expensive, I think, in the grand scheme of things,
Yeah,
to get
definitely.
a somewhat decent one. But like the
Shells are
three,
still cheap.
that's true. And you
Yeah.
can kind of just, I'd say you can get a JZ anywhere, but even those are getting expensive.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, you got to find the
Man.
places. I have yet to spend over $1,000 on a JZ. Yet.
well,
Whoa.
we won't
What?
Not a
disclose
one.
where your
Wait.
Yeah.
I
place.
take that back. Wait, actually, if we're talking about GTEs, I have yet to spend over 1,600 on those. But that's just because I haven't bought one in
In 10 years. No.
7 years.
All right. All right. The suspension on ISs, are they pretty similar to like Mark IV Supras, like in the rear and the front, or not really?
No. I'd have to look at the rear.
Because I know like
Um,
Soars, because we were talking to Rad Dan a couple weeks ago, and I'm pretty sure like Soars and SC300s, they're
front
pretty similar front and rear.
front and rear is the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
The you see the shadow Monica run by. um, um, so the front suspension is a JZX, right?
Mm,
There might be a slight percentage in length, but all the arms fit. Rear kind of reminds me of an FRS, but is slightly different. Like the lower control arm looks like an FRS lower control arm, so I guess that's a little Subaru-ish. Um, like the toe arm pickup and stuff like that. The toe arm pickup and the traction arm and stuff, they're a little bit more ideal for drifting versus an FRS or a Subaru. Um, if the bump steer is a little bit different, the bump steer it tracks very straight on an IS and a JZX, but on an FRS they tow out a bunch under load.
yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Huh.
I did not know that. I definitely knew
I don't
that
know if you
FR.
guys wanted this pod to get really technical, but
No, this
You
is
can get
good.
as technical as you want. Yeah, especially for this guy over here, big, you know, VDC better at tuning and understanding car setup than I do, even though I'm around it all
hell
the
yeah.
time.
I'm trying,
But
you know.
yeah, yeah, you just understand things a little bit more. I understand math, but I just
So I don't want this to be a total commercial, but I do work with FDF very closely, and they're coming out with a bunch of little tiny boards that explain like
Clean numbers.
geometry in suspension,
dude, those little
and it is
acronym things.
yeah. So they got
Yeah,
the Ackerman one,
those are
they
sick.
have a roll center one, and they also have a um oh god, what's it called? It's motion ratio. Whew, motion ratio.
Huh.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Uh,
do you know what motion ratio is, Herbie
nope.
and Brandon?
No, I don't even know what motion ratio is.
Okay, so motion ratio is basically the relationship between the coilover and the tire, the distance between.
Huh.
In drifting, there's definitely other more sophisticated with definitions for it.
Mhm.
But like on an IS and like a Z and stuff, the coilover mounts in the lower control arm. Now you would need a lot more spring rate to control that because the spring is in the middle of the lower control arm and the wheel's way out here. So the wheel has a lot more leverage on that spring than a 240 or an E36 where the coilover mounts the knuckle. So that's where you see some guys like, oh, I run a 24K spring up front on an IS or a Z. Not Z's, not really. It's a little lower, but like a 240 guy would be like, I'm at 8,
Yeah.
but like the motion ratio would make it even. It would kind of be the same thing.
Oh,
I
Now, there's
see.
more that goes into it, like vehicle weights and stuff and weight balances, but generally, yeah, it would even out.
damn. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a more.
Makes a
I
lot of
did
sense.
Yeah, like I kind of knew that stuff, but not if that makes
Hmm.
sense. Like I knew that there were differences. I just didn't know what truly like. And it's as plain as that, just more leverage on the wheel
Yep. Yep.
or
Yep.
on the spring, I should say.
Yeah.
Damn. See, more knowledge from just being literally engulfed in this your entire life.
Oh my God. Yeah. Literally my entire life.
So like
And
what made you go like the motor like the four-wheel way over you have a dirt bike track right there as well.
oh, I rode dirt bikes, but I always got hurt. And then drifting, I never got hurt, so I never had to stop. Like I was
Like
super into mountain bikes I was into dirt bikes for a little while, got hurt a few times, and then I had like a lull where I wanted to ride BMX. I rode mountain bikes and stuff, but again, I'd get hurt and I'd have to stop for X amount of time. And then drifting happened, and I never had to stop because you don't get hurt
yeah.
really.
Yeah, no, you can get maybe like a little whiplash or something if you do the old bend and snap on the bank, but
Been there,
yeah,
been there.
I feel like anybody who has driven there long enough has, done the old bend and snap there. It's fine.
I can confidently say I've hit every wall at Raceway Park, every single wall.
Yeah, I mean, how many laps do you think that you've turned there total? Like,
So
if
I've
you
been
just,
driving for 11 years now
yeah,
on Raceway. I don't know. It's got to be almost 2,000. I don't think I've hit 2,000, but it's got to be almost 2,000 laps between my cars, students' cars. It's
yeah,
got to be up there. It's
and
got to be
Wow.
so much.
that's just main track, right? Not talking Gambler and, I mean, Casino
No, I'd say all
Royale.
three. I'd say all
Okay,
three: road course, kart track, or FD track.
damn, damn. So that brings me back a little bit though, but you guys are quite legends, you know, and I would say that this dates back to what, like the '60s? Is that when you got like that's
Yeah, the property was bought. Don't quote me, but I think I remember the number being 63,
yeah,
1963,
yeah, because
and then the
I
property
see like
opened
your. Sorry, go ahead.
4th of July 65.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. So where this truly all begin though, like from that point, like what I know, like your uncle was big into like the drag racing aspect of it.
Oh, everyone was. Yeah, everyone was
Yeah,
super into it.
your
Yeah.
your whole family or they were all
Oh,
involved.
definitely. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Like my dad used to drag race. He had some pretty fast stuff back in the day. Like in the '90s, he had a 10-second Camaro. He had the fastest GSX for a while.
Nice.
He built a SN 197 Mustang that went like 1120 at 130 mile an hour or something. It was it that those numbers aren't that crazy now, but
Yeah.
20 years ago and 30 years ago they were.
Yeah.
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 No, that was a big deal. Yeah, now it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh, you got an 8-second car? Sick. It's like, all right, dude, chill. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're so cool. You got an 8-second car. It's like, "Fuck, that's really fast.
But
11 is really fast.
yeah, but you guys are iconic in many different ways. Like, the NHRA, and like
Mhm.
I would say at one point, like you guys were like the biggest on the East Coast for drag racing. And then, then came drifting, which,
Mhm.
they had the D1 events that were held there,
Yep,
and
yep, yep.
doing the XDC layout, right?
Yeah, well,
Yep.
the XD oh, there you go. Ready? The XDC layout is named after XDC, which is a competition that
Okay.
rivaled Formula Drift.
Ah.
Mm. Yep. That's why it's called XDC.
I did not know that.
Yep. Yep.
Honestly, I always just came up with like I can't even think, but like I would always try to think of like an acronym or something for what XDC, because it's
It's
like
probably Extreme
think of
Drift
like
Comp or
X,
something like
like
that.
like because I
Yeah.
might die because you're going so fast into that first turn.
It's fast.
It
XDC
is.
is fast.
Yeah, not being able to stand in the hairpin as a media is like when you know that things can go very wrong to a serious
Very
level.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not wheel speed, but vehicle speed being 70 to 80 going past the media bunker.
Yeah.
Pretty nuts. Yeah. At the wall, too.
I was gonna say, and like, but like at that point, you're still kind of facing where the media people are going, like right before you, and if you don't
Oh, yeah.
switch back at that point, now you're driving straight into the
You're
media.
going into them. Yeah. Right into the bunker.
Yeah, yeah. But with you being a part of this whole shindig and this empire in a way, this playground, what have been some of the biggest difficulties that you've had to face like over the years, or like your family
That
has
I've
faced,
had to face.
or your family, like, even if you take it all the way back, like, you like Irwindale had, all these different owners over the years, tons of different, I know it's California, and I can't even imagine like what it took to try to operate that facility, but they
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
they
I
had
mean, it's
tons of problems. But you
probably
guys,
like
oh,
taxes, dude. Like that's probably the biggest thing. It's
yeah,
just such a we're we're one of the largest privately owned properties in the state. Like it's just insane, insane.
yeah. So I mean, wow, yeah,
Can
I can't even
imagine.
imagine honestly what that would be. Like I always just
It's
think
not fun.
it's like the insurance costs too. Like that's all. Like
Mm,
I don't
mhm.
know how that actually works. So I'd imagine that you have basically like a 24/7 insurance coverage over that. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it's
They
not
they're
event based. I don't know
we're
how
insured
that
by
would work.
sport. We have multiple policies that are insured by sport, right? So we had a drag racing one, we had a go karting one, we have a moto one, we have a drifting one, we have a airport one, right? We have a multiple policies that cover just one thing.
Damn. Yeah,
Wow.
you have an
Yeah.
airport. What's
Yep.
what's
Yeah.
up with
That's
uh,
cool. Most tracks don't have that.
No, no, they don't.
No.
Dude, the Meyer brothers, their dad, Big Rick, would fly in to see them when they were driving. And
Oh,
then
really?
it was
Wow.
funny. Yeah, so he'd either bring his electric scooter and go drive his electric scooter from the airport over, or make Kenny or Chris go pick him up at the airport and bring him back.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of I feel like a lot of people don't realize how big and how much that you guys, still do. Like,
Mhm.
it isn't just drag racing. It wasn't just drag racing, and like you got motocross constantly going on. You have, go-kart racing, you have motorcycle like lessons for
Oh yeah,
people
the
to get
safety school. Yeah, you can get your
yes,
license there.
you go get your license. I mean, drifting is, never been better there, I feel like. They got they got Club Loose that, that you let them utilize and that they've been around for eons now and are a staple of, I think,
20,
everywhere.
22 years. Brandon,
Whoa.
It's
Man,
older than you.
that's
it is
crazy.
older than you.
It's older than me. Man.
Oh,
Damn. That's
That's so funny.
holy cow!
that is
I didn't.
actually nuts.
That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna
It
lie.
is pretty cool, especially for
22
like
Yeah.
years.
something of drifting to be around for 22 years. That's really cool.
The idea of drifting at Raceway Park's older than I am. There is an event coordinator, or event promoter, I should say, that has been around Raceway forever. And I think it's the guy I'm thinking of, but I won't say it just in case it's not him. He showed my dad like an option video in the 90s or whatever the video was back in the 90s. He goes, I need that. But he didn't know anyone. He didn't know anything about it. And all the events that he had that he wanted to put it in, there was no square footage for it because it takes up, X amount of room until Matt Petty and Tony Angelo and Chris Forsberg came and they're like, hey, is it okay if like twice this year we have a couple of events? And then my dad was like, how about 8 or whatever the number he said was? And they were like, okay.
That's insane. Yeah, and then I
Yep.
mean it just kept building. I mean, I still think of like one of my favorite drifting videos was the Blood Masters where they're banging through the ticket booths and
Bloodmaster's Bloodbath. We're still waiting
yep.
on a part 2, boys. Just saying.
Nah, they're all washed up now. Come on now. No.
Oh man, that's getting clipped. Nate needs to clip that. Yep, it's getting clipped.
I'm gonna get banned. They're not gonna let
We're
me
off the
in.
rocker today, huh?
They're not gonna let me in. I still love all you boys. My bad. Actually, just real quick, at Pro Bro Down last year, I think I was going, or no, 2023. Yeah, it was last year then. Whatever, the
The one
previous
that
season.
rained a shit ton.
It rained a shit ton, and I didn't get there until like the afternoon because it was raining a shit ton, and I was incredibly hungover from F FD's after festivities, and
You got sneaky peated.
I did real bad. And I think that was when Alex was throwing the bread, right? Was that the
The
bread
what?
night? The bread?
Oh my god, that was the bread night.
On
Oh my
the
god, that was the bread night.
bread.
He pistol whipped
Yeah.
Elon Musk in the face
Oh, and that's
with a
when
Nerf gun.
I think that's when or he was like, he's like, I've never thrown up in the car before, and then yeah.
That was the year
But
LZ won. That was
yeah,
when Adam won.
yeah, oh
Yeah,
yeah, I was pumped for that. That was insane.
that
But
was pretty sweet. You want to hear something crazy about that? So we had a pool in our in my suite, right?
yep.
I had a suite up in the tower. We had a pool going. $20, you throw it down whoever you wanted. I picked Simon Olsen, and my dad picked Adam LZ. And you know who the final was?
Yo, Simon
It was
Olsen versus
Olsen and
Adam.
LZ.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was I gotta say, anybody who's watching, if you can afford it, if you can, get the booth option, maybe see
Well, they
Chris if
have the VIP. They have a VIP option.
yeah,
It's it's open for 80 people or something. The first 80 people to buy the ticket for it,
yeah,
and you have your own. It's not private, but you have your own air conditioned seat that has. I think the fridge is stocked with waters and sodas. I don't know for sure, but it could be.
yeah,
But yeah, you have a seat inside AC where you have literally the best view in the house. You're
Yeah.
sitting
yeah,
directly below the judges and all the spotters, and everything FD to make FD happen is right above you.
yeah. And I mean the parties and everything. Like you could have a good time in there. I mean, especially this past year, that that must have been probably another difficulty for you there. How friggin' hot it was, dude.
Oh man, forgot about
It
that.
eh, like
Oh,
that.
It was
Like
hot.
I don't know if you faced any difficulties with that. I know that like your
I know a
first.
lot of people did. I know my EMTs did with all the people having heat stroke.
Oh my god. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
remember I called you for the one. Yeah, and I was like, dude,
Oh
like
yeah,
I
you did.
I
Oh my
remember
god,
yeah
you
that.
did.
Yeah.
yeah
Yeah, I was
yeah
watching it.
yeah
You were like, "Hey, I'm waving at you." I'm like, "Oh, hey, Hunter." He goes, "Yeah,
yeah.
below me, someone's dying. Send the EMTs here."
Unfortunately, I still got to do my job. Unfortunately, this is like a moral situation. It's like,
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm like, on it. Oh my god.
yeah, it's like, uh-oh, shit. But yeah, that I mean that
Yeah, there's a guy
yeah
dying in front of
yeah. I was like, no shot. These guys are like hammered like that, like oh like that bad. It was like mid afternoon. I'm
Yeah,
like, there's
yeah.
like you know like I get it. You know, if I was a spectator, I'd be getting after it already too. But not like that, but no, she just
Dude, it was so hot this year at E-Town. It was
I
ridiculous
Yeah.
how hot
I'm
it
a little
was.
Connor,
pat on my back. I didn't pass out. The last I do gotta say, if you know if Chuck's watching, he gave me my first Zin during the Pro Top
oh
16
boy.
there, and
Oh
like
boy.
I
You're
smoke
ready to go.
I smoke a vape all the time, you know, like nicotine, whatever. Dude, I put the Zin in and I was like, you could swallow, right? It's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm swallowing, and like, dude, by the last driver, I had not swallowed for like a good 2 minutes because I was ready to throw up on live. And Nate has me behind the cars, so like where the camera's facing towards, I'm behind.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Wow.
yeah,
you're
dude,
getting all the exhaust with
on
all the
top
heat,
on top of the
and you're
heat,
on a
and then
and you got
with
the
the Zinner.
gnarliest buzz going. Oh my
It's
god.
like, dude, oh no,
Dude,
no, I can't do this here. I can't do
so
it.
Connor Shanahan's uncle came, and he's kind of a bigger dude, and from Ireland, so he's never seen 100 degrees before.
Yeah.
And I saw him, and I was like, Patrick, you're coming with me right now, right now. And I put him on my suite, and I was like, you stay here, because I was actually nervous he was gonna die. Yeah,
Yeah, there.
yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
not even kidding.
that was like I felt bad because like I tell everybody I'm like New Jersey's the best. Like you know we're gonna
Yeah.
like it's tons of fun. It's a
That
sick
was
track. You can't miss anything. And then like this year happened, and then St. Louis right after is like nice and calm and nice out, and I'm like, yo,
is that
yeah, I was
Yeah,
like,
I heard
what?
about
the
that.
St. Louis is always smelling terrible and way too hot, way too
There
hot.
And it was
never
like
one smell.
75.
Yeah, never one
Yeah,
smell, and it was beautiful outside. I couldn't believe it.
the
But yeah, I
Purina
mean,
plant right next door, or whatever pet food's being made there.
it's some sort of dog food, yeah. But um,
Yeah,
but during that, I mean, you've been able to work with some pretty sick people. I mean, like, you know, like where all your knowledge came from, and like just through your years and now FD. I mean, you do a lot of other things too. You drive yourself, but who has been or you've been bleh, do you have a personal favorite driver or someone that you've worked with?
I can't pick my favorite children. Now, when I'm watching FD, I don't root for the well, I do. I always root for my boys and everything. But when you sent me this question earlier this morning, I was like, "Oh god, I have to look at the list. I got to look at the list."
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
mean,
like, I've always been someone who roots for the person I don't personally know. And I went through the list. And the only person on the approved driver list for Pro 1 this year that I don't personally know is Manoa. So he's my favorite. I don't know Manoa, so he's my favorite.
yeah, I mean, you've everybody now pretty much knows like show up to E Town like a couple days early and like drive drive the track. Like, cause you, especially Wednesdays, I think Wednesday is like my most favorite day out of FD New Jersey.
Oh yeah. dude.
because
It's
it's
like
just
Sunday night, everyone really starts to roll in,
mhm,
and then it's just nonstop of a rotation of cars through the shop, getting ready, because the shop's open for drivers. Like, driver needs an alignment, I got a nice flat surface for you. You need a lift, as long as no one's on it, go grab it, right? So they have that option. And then throughout the day, we have the road course. So if they need to test something, something was acting funny. What's the round before? Orlando. Something was acting funny, Orlando. I need to see if it's still acting funny. They don't have that opportunity to do that between events, especially the
yep,
dudes that live on the other side of the country. Like
yep,
there's no point in them bringing it all the way back to California to just test one part and then bring it back to Jersey. No,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
So they have the road course that whole week to test Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And if I'm not working with FD, I could help them out on Thursday.
Yeah, that is like I said, that is definitely some of my favorite times on a racetrack is just, seeing the drifting community come together, like competitors against each other and like giving tips and tricks and like, trying to figure out like the quirks of everything and it's insane.
Like last year, do you remember? Were you there last year when Forsberg and Field were just they brought like 6 tires with them, and they
Yeah,
were just going lap after lap
lap
after
to
lap with
lap.
just the
Yeah.
two of them. It was just them two, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth for for 3 sets tires.
Yeah.
That was cool, and they were laughing the whole time. There's nothing more I could ask for than that. Nothing
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, that's debatably I mean one of the best things about drifting, I think, is that
It was
just
so cool.
it's all like guns ablaze once it's in the time to shine, but like really like as soon as like you get back to the pits, like 98, 99% of everybody just loves each other, like there's a couple
Oh
of
yeah,
just always going to be stinkers out there, but I mean overall, I think that and I think E-Town brings that out is what I guess I'm trying to say in a way.
that's my goal. That's my
Yeah.
goal. I just want E Town to be everyone's favorite place. That's all.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, it might not be the most exciting track ever, but we worked with what we got. We worked with what we had. And, I got to make it better in the ways that I can. And if it means that I put in just a little bit of effort and it makes everyone's week, because it is a whole week. If it makes everyone's week better, it's worth it. So worth it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it I think that the track is good. Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean it's not
I think
like I
it's
think
the
Oh,
it's
best
beyond
viewing
good.
I
I
track.
love it.
You could
I
see
think
it.
it's
You could see everything.
awesome.
Oh, I'm thinking too like
Yeah,
the road.
Yeah.
that's it. You can
I'm
see
thinking the road
everything.
course. I'm thinking road course too.
Oh, yeah, I meant the stadium, but yeah,
Okay, I was gonna say the road
yeah,
course is literally like you could go there and learn every aspect of what you're trying to do as a drifter. I think it
yeah.
has a little bit of each different thing, and I think that's why that the East Coast has had such a great success. And maybe you can attest to that. I don't, or maybe it's something in our East Coast water, but like, how many drivers have truly came from your track?
A
Like,
lot.
yeah, like,
I don't even know. Like, I think we're on generation like 3 right now of pro drivers coming up and getting into FD. It's insane, insane.
yeah. I mean, Petty, like we mentioned him, like the
Yep.
I would consider him like a staple of drifting. Like you said, I mean, he was the first three. He was a founding
Oh,
father.
he's the
He,
reason it's
yeah,
happening,
yeah,
right?
and he may
He
not drive
is
anymore,
East
but
Coast
like
drifting.
anytime I see him, like, you driving there? You gonna maybe
Yeah,
break the cobwebs out? And
yeah.
he
And there's
teases
some
his
cobwebs
car
on
all
that
the
car.
time. Yeah, yeah,
There's some
yeah.
cobwebs on that car. That's
Oh,
for sure. It's
I
still
believe
around
it.
though. That E36 is still around.
He teases it once in a while.
Once in
Like,
a while,
yeah,
he'll break it out and wipe the mold off and send it
yeah.
out for a couple laps.
But like, I I admire everything that Englishtown really truly has brought to the drifting world, and I look at it as almost like a Tsukuba circuit, which I'm probably brushing how to pronounce that
Oh,
name.
you nailed it. It was good.
Did I? Yeah,
It
because
was,
I
it was
I
all
mean
right.
thanks. I view that course for like for them as E-Town is for us, and it's got like a little bit of everything. Obviously not in the sense of motocross racing or all that nonsense, but you know, I don't mean
Oh,
nonsense.
she's coming to say hi. Come here, bunny. Come up, honey, honey. Come here, bunny, honey, honey. Come here. What's this out the window? What's out the window? What's that? There she is. There she is.
Oh, like there ain't shit. There ain't you lied to me.
I know. I didn't trick her to show her. Let's get her on the camera.
But so with your drivers at East Coast Drift School, this one wasn't on your thing. Have you had any that have never driven before and just came from a sim?
Yeah, all the time. All the time. Yeah. Yeah, there's a guy, his name's Hunter. He's never driven before, but he was a really big sim guy, and then he took his buddy's car and then just killed it. I don't
That was
know.
me. That was me.
That's you.
Yo, you know who was a sim guy and fucking killed it his first time? Don't tell him. Don't tell him I said this. Jake Parrish. He
Really?
was a
He
sim
did?
kid. He was a sim kid, has hundreds of hours on his sim, and sold it to buy an SR and have
Wow.
faction swap it into his car.
That's dedication right there.
Yeah, yeah. But he was a sim kid, and he jumped right in and like linked reverse backtrack like that.
Yeah, and I mean I gotta say, like, the graces of Mother Nature that day for me, like it was a little patchy out or whatever. So like I
You
didn't
had
have
the worst conditions. What are you
That
talking
that would
about?
make it
Patchy
more
is the
difficult,
worst.
Hunter.
That's
yeah, but
harder.
it was still
That's
wet though,
harder when it's
No,
like
no,
and
it's
it,
wet and dry. You know the
yeah,
part where you like you were driving backtrack reverse, right? Which is my
y-
favorite way to drive
yeah,
any part of
it's
E-Town.
easier to get up the hill rather than coming down Lincoln the
Yeah,
long
but
way.
there's 200 puddles coming out of the first hairpin, which is horrible. It's horrible.
Alex has a good unit. You
Yeah,
should let me drive it more.
yeah.
That's what we got to get
It is
Brandon
a good
here
car.
to
It definitely is a good car, but your sim really helped.
get old piece
Good
of
old
crap
Logitech
200
G920,
200.
dude. Let's
Yeah,
go.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
but we gotta
Hell
get
yeah.
Brandon to stick around a little bit longer than just spotting, and then head home. We gotta make him, maybe show up a little early, dude. Show up
Dude,
to the
I'd
Hell
be
yeah.
track.
You need
down.
to show up early.
Yeah.
Definitely, dude.
I mean,
Definitely.
plan is to spot for a person or two this year, so I mean, love to.
Sweet.
Could be the come
Sweet.
on. We can
What? We could say it's gonna be either Alex or
I
Matt or
actually
both.
wasn't planning on spotting for anyone this year. And like Wednesday night, Federico texted me and was like, "Yo, can you hop in for? Can you help me out?" I was like, "Easy, let's go, baby."
you're
And I
doing
spotted
you're
for
doing.
Federico this year for last year.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
Uh,
say, are you
Yeah.
doing it again?
I mean, if he asks me, of course I'll help him out. But no, I don't have. I'm not spotting for anyone this year.
did you spot for him
Okay.
in
Not
E
as of
Town?
now.
Is that
Yeah,
what
I
you?
spotted for Federico in town.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Josiah overseas.
Yeah. How was
You
that
did.
going over to Europe? What, 5, 6
Dude,
times a year
Drift
for that?
Masters is so freaking rad. Oh my god.
And you want to enlighten us on like some of your favorite moments or favorite and least favorite track? Yeah, you could
Um,
tell us as much as you want
so
about.
least favorite is sounds harsh because it's not a bad track. It's a fucking great track. But Spain was difficult.
Mm,
Um, not because we blew our motor up in 2 laps. That was just fate, whatever. It was actually 25 minutes to walk from the pits to the stands.
wow.
Other than that, it was incredible. Spain was incredible. It's one of my favorite countries in ever now. The people were amazing. The weather was amazing. The track layout was so sick. And there
Really?
was 3 events going on during Drift Masters alongside of. So it was Drift Masters, Vol Race, which had like a Gymkhana comp going on that had the craziest energy. And they were doing drag racing at the same time. The place was electric. It was insane.
Oh man,
Ireland was Mondello is just one of the best places on earth. And then the coolest drifting layout in the world, in my opinion, is Finland. And those are the
Power
three that I
park.
went to.
Yeah.
Power Park is the coolest place in the world.
It's literally an
world.
amusement park and then drift track.
Bro, you sit underneath, like part of the grandstand is underneath a roller coaster. Like you're sitting and you look up and there's a roller coaster. They don't run the roller coaster while the people sitting there, but still there's a roller coaster above you.
Yeah, that's sick.
It's so cool. It's got
Yeah.
the tight sections, it's got fast sections, it's got banks, it's got walls, it's got everything.
Yeah. Damn,
So
I'm
cool.
I'm honestly, I really thought you were gonna say Riga,
I
but
didn't get to go. I didn't get to
oh,
go to Riga.
that's
That
right.
was
That's the
why.
only
Yeah.
one that
I
you
went to the
didn't. Yeah,
first 3 and then I missed the last 3.
that's where I texted you and had asked you a couple things about car setup for a setup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, am
Now
I
that's the
doing
other
this
thing.
right?
The
Like,
other big difference with FD and Drift Masters is car. The cars, like, all right, they're 1,000 horsepower cars, right?
Yep.
There's a lot of BMWs. There's a lot of Nissans. The engine swaps. There's like no LSs. Like Kevin Pascalti, Josiah,
Mhm.
Edgar's Krogus. I think that was his name, Latvian guy, the kebab driver.
Yeah.
He was
That
really
guy.
cool.
Yep.
He was
Yeah.
really, really cool. And then Nasr. And I think that's it. There was what's that, 4 or 5?
Yeah.
The rest of them are inline sixes. Everything. You have Mercedes M104s, JZs. You have M50, S50, whatever BMW motors. You have S58s, the new G80 M3 motor. Like there is just so many different things. Like the Portuguese driver, Diogo Correa, has an E92 with a Mercedes M104.
Yeah.
No,
It's a
it's a
six-cylinder,
6-cylinder.
but it's an M104.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a 3.2. Like that's the most random shit like ever. It's great. I love it. And then there's Lori.
Oh,
Oh, Lori.
Yeah.
Lori Heineman. Best sounding
yeah.
car in the world.
He
The
won so
world.
many, he won so many like fan votes on the one dude Drift Chat's
Oh my God.
Instagram.
I
You saw
commented, I
that?
said, yo, you guys got to recount. I don't
Yeah.
think 1 and
He
2
was,
are too close.
I was like,
It was
holy.
like 600 votes for Lori and then like
Yeah.
90 for second place, which is Dwayne McKeever.
Yeah, I was like, holy cow. Which I mean, like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I voted for Lori, but
Oh, I voted
I,
for Lori too. I love
Yeah.
the way Dwayne's car sounds, but
I did
Lori's
too.
9,000 RPM of V8. I mean, come on.
It's hard to beat, and
Yeah.
like, it just sounds tough.
Did you guys ever see his supercharger setup?
No.
So it's a pro charger, kind of like how Odie and Field run their cars and like Beecham and stuff, but it's not attached to the engine. It's actually chassis mounted. He's kind of got a beefier rad support, and instead of a radiator being there, it's a supercharger, and it's spaced where do you like his crank pulley has the extra 3 holes in it, and there's another pulley on that which runs the supercharger that's attached to half the frame rail and half like the radiator support. It's cool. The belt's only this big. He's never really spit a belt before, and it makes like 1,100 wheel.
Holy
Insane,
cow.
insane.
I didn't even
Makes
know
me
that thing.
makes me
It's,
want to do that really bad.
I thought that
Like I
thing was
always see all these
NA.
belt
The hell up.
issues, and I'm like, well, maybe length is the issue. So if I have a really short belt, maybe
Yeah.
it won't spit. It won't spit them. Maybe.
Has nowhere to go as well. It
Yeah, like
could, but like
it
less
could,
of a rubber
less of a
band,
chance.
you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's less stretch because there's just less material.
exactly.
Oh,
Eh,
it's a theory. Finnish, English, it's hard.
So comparing like Drift Masters versus FD, what did you have more fun being a part of?
Um,
Well, I guess like that's hard because like at the
that is
same
hard.
time of Drift Masters, like you get to travel
Yeah,
into
I'm
all
gonna
these.
say Drift Masters because it was so new.
Yeah.
Not that FD is getting old, but everything was actually new, like completely new. Like every single person I met was a new person. Like
Yeah.
I never thought in a million years I would know uh, Elias Hatanji, one of the Red Bull brothers. I never
Yeah.
thought that. Like Mika Keskikorpi is like a good buddy of mine now. Like it's insane. I never thought I'd ever meet that guy ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I didn't think of
Or
it in
like
that aspect, honestly. I
Evan
just
Pastor, he won Spain this year, and like every single round, he would make it a note to come and say hi. Like him, he doesn't have to do that, but he made it a note himself to come say hi to us every round. Like it's amazing, amazing.
wow. Yeah, that must feel like nice too, because like that just shows again that you have created and like your family's created such a well-known and even your own personal brand, a well-known brand of drifting here in the
Oh, they
States.
don't
So
know any. I mean, they do, but they didn't know that. It's just because they're such great people.
they're just welcoming like that.
Oh,
I
they're
did
the
hear
best.
some funny stories about in Latvia of how the people were getting like overcharged for cab rides and things like that. I think it
Ooh,
was.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, because
Who'd you
they
hear that
knew
from?
I saw like Instagram story like being careful for it because they could tell like that if you're a tourist and they're just gonna just
Oh, I
they'll be
see.
like, yeah, oh, you're going there. It's like actually this costs, it's the
Yeah, it's
same thing.
40 euros to go from here to here. Oh, that's a 5-minute ride.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
we have no other choice, so I
Yeah.
guess yeah.
Oh, there's a detour. There's a detour.
But
Yeah.
you spotted for Ricky too in Prospect, right?
Yes. Yeah. I've spotted for Ricky Hoffman. I spotted for Steve Misko whenever Matt Misko couldn't. I spotted for Ula Jaeger. I've spotted for Federico, Josiah, and I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody.
How was that? Like, how is the spotting like career?
It's my favorite
Right.
job. It's the best. Absolutely
Yeah.
the best. Brandon,
Yeah, I
I
know.
know you can attest to this.
Yes.
We don't have to wrench on anything,
I
and we still
know.
get to do everything.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude. You show up.
We get to watch the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's why like when some people ask me, they're like, "Yo, did you see this happen?" And I'm like, "That happened?" They're like, "Yeah, didn't you record?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I didn't even I didn't even realize."
No, Hunter, you're looking at the chat the whole time for me talking shit to you.
I can't believe that that nobody's ever called him Uncle Turkey before. I'm still mind blown from that. For
I
Uncle
thought
for
that was just a you thing.
I just that's what I like to call him, so maybe. It's just right there. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to not call him Uncle Turkey.
Uncle Turkey. Yeah.
But do you have some like from all of your travels, like do you have like a favorable moment or even just from like English Town or FD or anything like just if you want to like
There's
divvy it down.
so many. Oh my god, there's so many. Like my mind is flooded right now. All right. All right, so E-Town. All right, E-Town. I think my favorite wow, my charger's not keeping up with my iPad. I still have a lot of battery, but if it gets down to it, I'll let y'all know.
Okay.
Um One of my favorite memories from E-Town is Travis Reeder. Do you know my buddy Steve Payne?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Steve brought his Jeep to FD New Jersey, and Travis makes a whole bunch of buggies out west, and he goes snow wheeling, he does rock crawling, he does all these awesome things.
Okay.
And Travis Reeder is the devil on your shoulder. He is, because he was over in Steve's ear going, "Flip it, you should roll it, you should roll it," and we rolled it that night.
I mean, I think about
And it
that
was all because Travis Reeder was bullying Steve into flipping.
oh,
flipping.
he totally was cool with it. He was like, "Yo,
Oh,
he,
100%,
he's like
100%.
this guy's gonna
But
be my
Travis
boy if
was
I
the one
roll
who
this."
pushed me over the edge for sure.
I think of that video that him and Dylan did together on the little cart where they hit the jump in like outside
Oh
by
my god, yeah,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. It's like that luggage golf cart thing.
And it's
I'm like,
like
of
it's
course.
so
I leave you guys unattended for 5 minutes, and you find a jump. Great.
and yeah, they find a jump and then when they land it just eats the ground. I think about that video way that lives rent free in my head all the time. Like those
Yeah,
two
yeah. I
together,
have to find.
honestly.
I actually have a like a saved folder on my Instagram that says videos I think about weekly, and that deserves it. That deserves it.
Oh shit. So with your favorite, do you have a least favorite from all right, we'll just stick with E Town. A least favorite
A
moment
least
from
favorite moment from E Town.
yeah, the
The ones
first
that I
year of
count.
FD. I was gonna
The ones
say
that
the
I count.
first year
Yeah.
of
Yeah, that
FD.
was stressful. That was really, really stressful. 30
Yeah.
years of never having an issue with those lights ever to, the biggest event we've had in like 5 or 6 years after a huge lull. And of
Everybody's
course, our lights go out.
everybody's already
Fantastic.
talking shit. They're like, bring
Yeah,
back wall, bring back
I
you know.
know. I'm like,
It's like,
great.
oh my
The
god.
worst part about it is those things worked on whatever percentage load that they had with all of the lights going all the way down the drag strip.
Yep.
And now they're at like half load, and that's when that's when the generator blows up. Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I do gotta say though, as painful as it must have been, you probably like can look back and almost laugh at how many of the hometown boys just came rushing over and
Dude,
just
it wasn't it was all of the hometown boys, but then every there was Sorensen Motorsports team was there. There was Castro, there was Forsberg, there was Field, there was RTR. They were all there with their golf carts with all their tools ready to help. Every team.
yeah,
Every single team was. It
that
was
was
very,
great.
very cool.
I didn't know what was gonna happen. Honestly, I was like, there's no shot they could push us to tomorrow. Like
Yeah, well, we did. We finished the last bit of qualifying the
that's
next
yeah,
day. We
yeah.
we actually one of Ricky's buddies um got us a generator, the exact same make and model, and now it's in our contract that we have to have a spare generator. Um, rented for the weekend.
I mean, that's not too bad. Out of all the
Mm-mm.
things, I think
Yeah. Did you
that's
know
fine.
the first? This is no one knows about this. Like, I think the only people that know about us is our office and like a couple people at FD. There was no any wording. There was no wording at all that we had to provide a flatbed. So we didn't. We were going to use our Kawasaki and fork cars
Yeah,
like we always do.
the good old
Yeah,
way. Yeah.
the good way.
Yeah, and then rightfully so, when Kelsey crashed, she was the first person, went to go fork her up, and she freaked out. Rightfully so. And we're like, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
And FD was like, what's the big deal? We need a flatbed here ASAP. And we're like, huh?
Uh, yeah, I mean, like,
And
what do you
then
mean?
we got one donated to us by actually one of our old tenants. And guess who ran it? Max Kimlin.
Oh
I
yeah, I
know,
remember that.
Brandon, you don't know who Max is, but Herbie does.
I remember
Max is
that.
one of our. He's not even local, but he's one of the local heroes. He's kept Herbie warm in the bar, always. He's
Yeah,
always
he does.
provided
Yeah,
heaters for us. He owns a propane company up in upstate New York,
Yeah.
and he's always like anything that has to do with heating. He's provided for Raceway Park forever.
yeah.
The last 10
He,
years.
he's definitely became like which I'm a little sad at honestly now thinking about it because he was like really rising to the vlog like life almost in a
Oh,
way.
I know. He had such a good
He,
stint with posting
yeah,
YouTube.
and like he was hanging out with Luke all that time and everything, and like they were doing sick stuff, and like
Yeah.
now he's just back to working class man, still doing silly shenanigans though. Like
Oh, he's a silly guy, that
he re-
Max. He
he
is a
is
very silly guy.
his laugh gets me every
Do you
time.
ever hear Andrew Fable try and make us laugh?
No, No, is it good?
Perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect.
That's another gem that you've
Oh, Brandon, you'll meet Fable this year. He is the absolute. He is worth his double his weight in gold. He's
yeah.
the best person I know.
It's funny because like I don't chat with him, often or anything, but as soon as like we see each other, big hug, and it's like, "How you doing, buddy?" It's like,
And
"Damn,
then
bro,
it's 2 hours
yeah."
of
It's like
talking.
you're like my dad. You're so
Yeah.
nice. You're so
Yep. I met
nice.
Andrew Fable in 2017.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
that sounds about right.
Yep. Yeah,
That's when
what
he
were you,
started coming
12?
around. Me? Oh,
Were you
Brandon.
12, Brandon?
13. Yeah.
13. I was close. My quick math.
Jeez,
I was
Teens.
close.
Let's go.
let's
Oh yeah.
go.
You know what? Let me turn down my brightness. See if I can make this battery last longer. When I
Uh,
said that, I was at 24%. I'm at 21%.
okay, that's
Hey.
21 Savage. We
Yeah,
got
Hey.
I'll just hit it in the chat real quick. We got a couple of people. Stephen Kwan. At the
Hey,
beginning,
what's up?
he had asked, "Can we have the backstory behind the shirtless pic of Chris raging?"
Oh, my Instagram. That's my Instagram profile. That was during a mud run. So like that was like a tough mudder or something like that. And I
Yeah,
just finished a really took me 3 tries to do this one obstacle that was right before the finish line. I was probably 10 miles into this race. And I was like, I'm doing the obstacle and I'm finishing. I'm not failing the obstacle and skipping it. I'm doing it. It took me three
Mm.
tries, and that was me saying, yes, I did it.
You guys hold them there, right?
Yeah, yep. I don't know about this year, but we have in the past, and I
Yeah,
don't see it stopping, but I don't think we have it on the schedule this year.
I have definitely thought about that, but then I think about that I will probably have an asthma attack and keel over and
We'll
be,
walk it. It's fine.
Yeah.
be
We'll walk it.
crying
The fun
crying for
part's
a
the
Yingling.
obstacles anyway. The running part sucks.
The obstacles look sick.
The obstacles are fun, dude.
Yeah,
They're really fun.
yeah, it looks like just like a good challenge of just and then
Yeah.
eating mud. But then we got Sean, Golden Boy.
Oh,
I want to know, is Chris going to help me dial the setup for the S13 for this year? Yeah,
oh yeah.
pay him 200 something or whatever it is each. He
Sure.
got-
All he's got to do is come drive. That's it. He knows. He knows.
he fell. You
He
know
just got
how
to shoot
much
me a text. That's it.
All right, so he did like the private days with you 2 times, right? I think it was, and then the casino, maybe even three, because he practiced
I think
before
it
the
might have been
casino.
three.
Yeah,
I think it
and
might have
then
been
the
three.
Casino Royale, and
And he
then
killed it,
yeah, unfortunately had to go against Tom, but
which he gave Tom a run for his money.
he
Like he
really
really
did.
did. I'm not just saying
I
that.
know. I
He really
know.
gave Tom a run for his money.
When he came in, I was like, dude, you won in my heart. I'm like, I know that you lost. Like, it was clear that you did lose still, but like at the same time, it's like, holy
It
crap,
was
dude, with
the
140 horse,
smoothest lead line for Tom ever. The follow was great considering that
uh,
Sean
18s on
makes
140 horsepower.
140 horsepower and Tom makes 490 or whatever he makes. Like,
Yeah,
literally, sorry, Tom. The only reason Sean lost is he got out card. That's
yeah,
it. That's
yeah.
it.
So, and then he did haunted moves like right after that, and
Yep.
you know how much he was like, dude, I'm only doing private days. This is the worst.
That's
I'm
not
like,
my goal. That's
I'm
not
like,
my goal.
I'm like, Sean, I told you. I'm like, just stick to private days for now. Get a cage, get in the A group, and you'll be like, wow, this isn't that bad. Again, you'll get to drive with your homies. I'm like, but you are now doing solo laps. You have to wait in line. I'm like, just like everybody else.
Gotta put your 10,000 laps in, dude. That's what I tell
Uh,
everybody. How do I get bumped? How do I get bumped? Well, don't
yeah,
say anything, first of all.
yeah.
And then
That's what
get
that was the
your
first thing I
10,000
told
laps
him.
in.
The first thing I told him, I
Yeah.
was like, "Don't ever mention anything about wanting to be bumped up." He's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Well, they're gonna hold you
Because they're
now in
gonna make fun of you
captivity.
for it.
Yeah, they're gonna hold you like a hostage now."
Yeah.
But yeah, what else do we got here? We got the only Obi-Wan LZ World Tour 2025. You want? Is there anything? I'm pumped for that, dude.
Yeah.
I'll be.
Dude, oh my god, I am so pumped. So, LZ World Tours, we've done them in the past, and they've been fantastic, right? I think we've only done officially one LZ World Tour,
Oh
but
no.
we've done two others that were called like LZ Drift Parties or something, which inevitably is kind of the same thing. Um, and they were incredible, so much fun. This one though is on the road course, so that's cool. Which brings a couple of hurdles. Nothing crazy. We're gonna bring in a couple more seats, which we're actually building. We took down the small seats that were in front of Sneaky Pete's, and we're putting up one of the same size as what's there next to the Sneaky Pete's, like the
Oh
big seats,
wow.
right?
Mm.
So there's going to be two. Those are 950s. The we call them the drunk seats in front of Sneaky Pete's. That
Yeah.
was only like 150 people could fit in those.
The people
It might even be less.
and it's funny because the people that are sitting up there is really the group, you know.
Oh yeah, oh
It's
yeah.
like, oh, it's like
And there's a
there's my
reason we call
buddies.
them the drunk seats.
Yeah, there's my
Yeah.
buddies.
But now we have 2,000 seats there ready. They're ready. And then we might put up another 1,000 or 2,000 seats just scattered around. And then the coolest part is right next to where the handicap seating is, we're going to have a pathway made that goes out to the center section of the track. So that grass area that's below turn one and above the manji, right?
Mhm. Yep.
That area right there is going to be open for public, and we'll have a bar out there. We'll have bathrooms out there. We'll have music out there if we could fit it with generators and stuff. But that'll be where the party is for
Is
LZ
there,
World Tour.
is there any potential for like a live music? Do you know? Can you disclose any information? I know it's a month away.
Not, I'm open to it. Not discussed. Has not been discussed. I don't know if it's even on the radar for LZ World Tour.
It could just be. I just just an idea that I was thinking that
Yeah, I
might be
mean,
because
I
I know
want
that
to.
I love his
I have a
videos that
couple of
he's
buddies
got of.
that
Yeah,
can make it happen.
he got
I know
violent
you
noise.
know who I'm talking about too.
Yeah, I just shout him out. Violent noise. Come on, boys.
Yeah.
Come
Oh
on,
yeah. Doug, Joe, and
boys.
Joe, baby. Those are my fucking boys.
We need and Facone. I mean, honestly,
And Facone. And
I live with
Facone. Oh
Facone.
yeah. Cannot forget Aunt Facone.
I'm excited for that. I mean, the past ones have been an absolute blast. I mean, they seem to bring in, I don't want to say shamefully, but not on your part, but on more people than FD.
So, everyone says that.
Is
You
it
want to hear
false?
something wild? LZ World Tour is half the size of FD.
Really?
Wow.
Half.
What
Half.
makes it feel so busy? Is it because
Because I shove
everybody's
all you in a smaller spot. That's it. That's it. That's
like
my magic. That's my magic right there. I make everyone sit in a smaller, more crowded area to make it feel bigger. That's it.
okay. All
Yep.
right. Yeah, no, it always
Oh,
just like and like the line to his merch and everything. I'm like, holy cow.
yeah. Something
Yeah.
side note, another shout out. This time it's to your boy, our baby boy, Matt. I
Oh,
ruined it, Matt.
oh,
He is donating a ton of equipment to help me set up and Raceway Park set up for World Tour, and I cannot thank him enough. And
outdoor
Outdoor Digs.
digs, dog. Let's
I cannot
go,
thank
Yeah.
them
boys.
enough.
Hell yeah.
I cannot thank them
I didn't
enough.
know that
It's
because he doesn't answer
Yeah,
the phone for me.
dude.
So
It's
that's
two tractors, dude. It's two tractors, two trailers, and a big loader. Oh, and two guys
Wow.
to help me
holy.
move all my barriers from the stadium to the road course and back. That's a job that would have taken me a whole week to do, and now we can do it in a couple hours just because of him.
Wow.
Wow.
Hell
That's my
yeah.
Yeah,
dog, dude. Let's go.
yeah, that's our baby boy.
Daddy digs, dog. Let's
Oh yeah,
go.
Let's go.
Dusty. Husky.
Husky Starling. Oh my gosh. All right. Anyways, going back to the chat, we have another question. How? Oh, we just saw well, how and where they gonna put bleachers in the field? I saw that on an LZ post, but you just went over that, so that's what's up. Very
Okay, so the
exciting
next,
about
so
that.
right next to the bar, and then the next. So once we hit X amount of tickets sold, we'll make another seating thing, and that'll go in front of the Shanty Mansion. That's I don't. A lot of people probably doesn't know what that is, but if you're sitting in the stands, there is that little trailer building on your left. It'll go right in front of that. And then if we hit another milestone in ticket sales, we'll have another set of grandstands off to the right side at the other side of the bank where that big blue container says Drivers East, where our stunt school is.
Oh, okay, like where all the ambulances are parked and everything too.
Yes,
Yep, yep,
exactly.
yep.
Yep.
Okay, down by Tree Turn.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm,
There you go. And Anton in there, he was
yeah.
asking, was worrying if there would be a tree turn seating arrangement, which I mean, kind of there
Close.
is. There kind
Close.
of
Yeah.
already, in a way, is if you walk to the backtrack, like you take like the motocross route, you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
sit
Yeah. Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you don't even need to sit. You could just kind of like stand along the walkway down to,
As
tree
long as
turn.
there's not an ambulance in your way, because they kind of park
They
along
d-
that a
they do
little
be
bit.
parked
But
out
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, what else do we have? Why are the East Coast drifters the best drifters? That was from Phil Silva.
Oh my goodness. Phil the
Yeah.
Dead Guy, baby.
Uh,
Yeah. I was just talking to him today about ice drifting. I think I convinced him to go ice drifting.
oh,
You
nice.
gotta. You
He's
gotta
a
go ice drifting.
he's an FDF guy, right? Phil?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Phil's an FDF guy. Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, Phil's a good dude. I think East Coast dudes, I think we have I don't want to say a leg up, but I think it's because the majority of us don't care how our cars really, 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 really look. We just want to drive. And there's nothing wrong with having your car look great. It's awesome to have your car look great. But a lot of us over here more so now, maybe it's because I'm not over there and I don't see it, and what I do see is all the pretty stuff. But maybe it's because that we just prioritize our driving over how the car looks. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean
I don't know.
we got salt and different seasons and things like
Yeah.
that. That
Yeah.
A
was
lot
like
more
one of like
tracks too, I want to say. Maybe.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean
I
I
agree
mean
with that. I'd agree with that.
as long as you're okay with driving, I'd say like 10 hours. Like, I think that there are a lot of tracks on the East Coast, but I think that there are a bunch that you do need to be prepared to have a little bit of a drive for. I think that
Well,
on the
yeah,
West,
you, Mr. North Carolina, you got to go
oh,
so far. We're
well, like,
Me and
We
yeah,
Brandon are
got
in like the hub, right?
yeah.
Are you in Atlanta or near
Yeah,
Atlanta?
Atlanta. So I
Yeah,
got 3
so that
tracks.
is a hub right there. Jersey, a hub, and then you have like Orlando. Those are the three hubs of the East Coast,
yeah.
and you're in
Yeah.
the middle of nowhere
You guys
Well, I got
got
an app.
Piedmont
for
Drift
drifting.
down there. You guys got Piedmont, North Carolina. That's
I
about
don't even
it.
know what that is,
Okay.
honestly.
Uncultured, I guess. It's okay. You
I
literally
Yeah,
live
guess
there.
I'm uncultured too. I
Oh.
need to be
yeah.
more cultured.
That's what I'm saying.
Damn.
I was gonna say that's on me.
My
But
bad.
I didn't know what
That's
that
on
is.
me. No, I'll
But
take that one. It's fine.
I mean, even Charlotte is 5 hours away from where I am right now.
Yeah.
So like to
Is there
even
drifting in
go
Charlotte?
No, but that's where like RTR is and
Yeah.
all that cool stuff. So like even if it's like I can't be like reaching out to him and be like, "Hey, I'm local." It's like actually I probably take longer than a person a state away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I'm
mean,
on
like,
the East Coast, so yeah.
yeah. And then how
And
far are you from Town now? 11 hours?
to go to E-Town since it's more like southern-ish, I guess. I don't really know. Like down south in Jersey, it's about 10 hours. Um,
Oh,
that's
okay. A
like
little closer than I thought.
yeah. So like when did I drive up? I had driven up one day. Remember, I think I went straight to the track because I
Yeah, and
was
then you were
early.
staying at your buddy's house that's literally next door to mine, and we didn't know.
Hmm.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that was so
yeah,
random.
yeah. I forget what that was for, but yeah, I drove up. I've done that multiple times where I'm like, all right, there's an event. I'll just leave at this time and then just show up to the track and then just be ready to go because then I won't have to take a nap or anything. Just excited that I'm here, you know, see the boys. And anytime I'm there at Englishtown, it just wakes me right up. I mean, it's like a breath of
Oh
fresh
yeah.
air. It's like a breath of genuine fresh
Herbie,
air.
you're the breath of fresh air.
I mean, I don't know about that. Not all the time. There's been many times where I walk back into the pits and I am an angry little elf. I'm just so upset, and I don't know why. Like, I gotta say, shout out to Nate. Again, he's not here tonight, but since I've been with him, my anger has been way less because I'm not
Hell
just.
yeah.
And I love my boys, but good golly, they've fucking pissed me. If watching
Starting to
them
get
do
hot in this corner. Thought I
like
could turn the heat up.
a mistake that they've never done before, and they decide to whip
Oh
that baby out when it's where they really shouldn't have, and it's like, why am I even doing this anymore? Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I I hate my job. I hate my friends.
Well, speaking of our friends, Herbie, I am very excited about. I'm not going to go into detail on the changes they both have made to their cars, but I'm loving the changes they're making to their cars. I think it's going to help them in FD so much. Alex and Matt.
I
Yeah,
agree. I agree.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm allowed to say what they've changed,
let's just
but
say, go red, white, and blue, baby. That's all that we can say.
yeah.
Heavy,
Oh,
heavy
yeah.
on the blue. But
Oh
yeah,
man.
no, I'm amped. I mean, first of all, I'm amped just to see Matt actually get to drive the Mustang more than one day.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
every time I drive it on VDC, I end up rage quitting and saying, "Good fucking luck, buddy." That's what I
Yeah,
say
I
because
know. Like, I don't
it's
know, but
so
I think it's like
long.
a meshing thing, right? Like him in the 240, he was great in the 240. But the
But he,
couple times I've seen him drive that Mustang, man, it's just been seamless right
yeah,
through, like just
Yeah.
completely meshed.
it was his first car. He had the 2015 S550, I think it was, brand new that he had. Like, he had Betty, which was the previous gen, another
SN
5.0.
197 or something. Yeah.
Yep, yep, and had that bad boy and all worked up, and yeah, so I think it'll be right at home.
Oh yeah.
Um, but yeah, I was gonna talk more about your EcoBoost car. So you still have that, but
Yes, I still have it. I kept going blowing through turbos, stock turbos. Gen 1 turbos are notorious for just being pieces of junk. And it just got stopped. It just was the project was just halted because it just the cost of making custom manifolds again to then because they were the custom manifolds that I made were cracking. Going and then getting aftermarket turbos, two of them, it was just not cost effective. So the car has been sitting. Now I will be bringing the chassis back with not that engine. The engine is going to a new, much better home that I cannot disclose, but it'll be pretty cool.
um, what was your favorite thing about that car though when it did work? I mean, it seemed like the
The,
weirdest part about it to me was the fact that it really never went over 3,000 RPM.
oh no, it did. It just didn't sound like it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like Chelsea's Porsche. Chelsea's Porsche revs to 8, but it sounds like it revs to 4. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah, it's like the
Yeah.
same thing. My favorite part about that car is the torque. The
Okay.
torque. It made 530 pound-feet of torque and 460 horsepower or something. It was
Okay.
like I could do kind of whatever. I never had a clutch kick ever. It was just put your foot in a little bit more and you'll get out of whatever hole you dug yourself in.
Yeah, that's probably gotta feel pretty cool. I
It
mean,
yeah.
and what was your purpose here for the aerial handbrake?
It was just an idea that I had. Like I had a pull up handbrake in that car, and my dad ordered a pull like just another pull up handbrake, and he either messed it up or the place he bought the handbrake from messed up the order and sent him a pullback. And he was like, "Oh, I really don't feel like dealing with returning this. What do I do?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Do you want my used one? It's not that old, but you can have it. I have an idea." And I made a mount for my cage, and it worked. And it feels identical to a regular pullback. It's in
It's
the same spot.
yeah, it's
So I
about
left
in
it.
this it comes to the about the same spot where you would be grabbing if it was mounted to the same like the tunnel
Yeah, the center
as
console or something.
yeah.
Yep, trans
Yep.
tunnel. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
no, I
It's
thought
pretty much the same spot.
every time I saw it I was like, "Ah, I like that." I
Yeah,
don't know why,
I
it's just
don't. I hit my head on it every time I'm trying to buckle myself in. So I think I'm gonna. I probably will switch it back this year.
going back down. Why do you prefer
Maybe.
a a pull-up guy? Just 'cause that's what you grew up on and
I don't prefer anything. It doesn't
oh,
matter.
okay.
It'll take me a couple laps. I'll get used to it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean,
I could do either.
how many different chassis and cars do you think that you've driven over the years?
Hundreds. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
yeah. And you just get in
Every
and I
single way to set up a Z and an E36 ever. Ever. No, but like actual chassis, maybe 30 different chassis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wow.
everything from brand new Supras. A dude brought out a rear wheel drive Lambo once. It's wild. Like I drove a 458 in at the school. It's
Wow.
crazy.
Wow.
Yeah,
Damn. Did you ever get to well, yeah, you have the cross cart things. What are those things called?
it's
Is that
cross
what they
cart. Yeah, you're right.
okay,
You're right.
yeah.
That is.
We ever bringing that back or what's up with all that?
Oh, they come. They come back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They
Oh,
come
they
all the
do?
time. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. They are just the most wild things on Earth. On Earth. They they would be fantastic practice for drift drivers. Fantastic practice. Drive on it. We make a little dirt course.
Yep.
Everything happens so fast that it makes drifting feel like slow motion. Like to the point where if you did it back to back, it would be like driving an FD car and then actually driving in on ice, like I did in Canada this weekend.
Oh,
Like
wow.
that's how crazy of a difference it is. Like
Yeah, 'cause
I've
you
driven FD cars before, and they are insane. But these Gixxer 1000, Gixxer 750s little go karts are completely another league. Another league.
yeah, I've always missed out on the days where they're going around or things like that, and I just saw Chris Chapala actually doing a couple
I saw.
laps,
I think
so
I like the same post. Yeah.
yeah, I was like, "Damn, dude." I'm like, "Bring them back." Do you guys ever have plans to like I know that Billy Petro had his little rally thing there. Do you guys ever talk about bringing that back or
Mainly they do private track rentals. Mainly, there's not a lot of them around. Um, the majority of them that are around are at like Monticello and stuff,
yeah.
which they have a whole fleet, but they're owned by Monticello and they're rented by people. There's like there's probably like to make a full race happen, you need X amount of cars, and we don't have that in the states, right? Privately owned, we just don't have them. There's not enough.
How much do you
But
think
if
they
there
go
was
for?
enough, we would do it. I just saw a used one on Facebook Marketplace for 17. So I
Okay.
don't know what they go for new. I think I remember hearing somewhere around 32 to 35 new,
Okay.
but then I saw that one on Facebook Marketplace for 17.
Okay. Yeah, so do you think that you'll ever have just like a normal like Billy Petra style rally race where
I'd
he
love it.
had like
I'd love that. That'd be awesome.
did was that a big turnout? I wasn't, again,
I
I
wasn't
wasn't.
there either. I was
Okay.
little when that happened, and I was
Oh
actually on
shit.
vacation too. I
Yeah,
was
I
on
forget.
vacation when it happened.
Honestly, I do forget how long ago that was.
Yeah.
Like
Poor
it
Bobby
seems.
Calhoun. That's all I gotta say.
I
Poor
know,
Bobby.
and then ever since then it's just been a whole redneck science lab in that garage.
Well, he is a mad scientist,
I
so
know.
he
That's
is a
like
mad scientist.
now ever since that day, he's just been like R&Ding the most craziest one you.
Oh yeah. So, little backstory for you, Brandon. This dude, Bobby Calhoun, Mr. Calzone himself, built an S-13 with a 1UZ in it, crashed it, reshelled, and then decided to put two M90 superchargers on it side by side. So he made his own little like plenum manifold with his own like adapter plate that puts two M90 superchargers on top of the engine.
It makes like what, like 400 horsepower, right?
No, it's a little bit more than that. It's probably closer to
Okay.
five. It's not five,
Okay.
but it's closer to five. I don't think his pulleys are that big,
Yeah,
so I
no,
don't think
I
he
mean,
pushes that much boost
it's just that I
or that small. I mean, the pulleys aren't that small.
so much weight pushing down. It's
Well,
like,
Yeah.
those motors aren't heavy. Those
oh
motors
really?
made like they weigh like 380.
Oh, they're less than a K.
They're light. They're light. They're real light. Like
Wow.
that was one of the reasons why I wanted in my IS 300. They're
Yeah.
light. They make good power. That you can rev them high. They're relatively cheap, and name a more reliable motor like a Mercedes diesel. There you go. There's the more reliable motor. That's it.
Do you see yourself one of these days hopping back in the driver's seat for real competition again? I know that you were a part of East 10.
I
I
am.
forget.
I I've committed to East 10 one weekend again this year.
Okay.
As chasing for my license, I don't see myself doing that for a while,
Is
but
this something that you would like to do?
uh, someday,
Yeah.
someday. Right now, there's just too much going on in my life, so I there's just no way I'd be able to make time for 4 rounds or 8 rounds or whatever of FD. But
Yeah.
I'd love to. I really would.
What were some of the takeaways from you being like a spotter and then hopping into the driver's seat? Like obviously I know that you've been driving, but like competitive like wise and not just at like the gambler. Obviously like the gambler, it gets intense, you know. Like even there,
Gambler's
Casino
tough.
Royale, like it's funny, like everybody
It's
shows
tight.
up. It's like, oh, it's like a fun event. It's like, nah, fuck you, dude. Like I'm winning. And like
So
it's door to door action. Like
I am so thankful that I've been able to work as a spotter
mm,
because I can see what works and what doesn't work, right? And I can apply that to anywhere now,
yep,
right? So I could be like, that corner reminds me at this place, it's kind of the same corner as turn two at St. Louis, or I'm making that up, but something
or
like
something.
that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I can
Yep,
attack that corner the same way I saw James Dean do it, the same way I saw Odie do it, the same way I saw Forsberg do it, or Dylan, or whoever.
yeah,
And if I do it like that, generally it works better than whatever my idea is.
yeah,
So that part is super cool. That like being a spotter and seeing how the drivers learn from the first lap to their, if they get it, their 12th lap. Um, and then being able to apply that to myself and my own driving.
yeah. Yeah, no, I can only imagine. And like you had a sim, right?
I
Or
had
you
one. I donated it to Brian Hopp this year
he
so he could
doesn't need
practice.
more seat time, dude.
Between the jeeps, the ice drifting, the,
Dude, he
the
has
times
fun
at the
all
track.
the time. I was just having this conversation earlier. And he does stuff. He works like a madman to then work like a madman at his driving. And
Yeah, Yeah, he
Like,
works like a madman to work like a madman to then work again like a madman. Ooh,
yeah.
it went up to 21%. I think we're good.
Yeah.
I
Let's
think we're good.
go.
I think we're gonna be good.
Not a problem. It likes 21. Do
I
something
Yeah.
for
guess
me.
it went down to 20 for a while, and I was getting nervous that it was going to drop to 19 or something, but it didn't. It never did.
Oh, we're good. But I mean, even then, we got a few more half hour.
Oh yeah, no, no, it
Good.
would have made it. It would have made it. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, no, Hop is. I'm super pumped. You're not spotting for him? Does he have a?
No, I
Really?
don't know if it's again. I don't know if it's public information.
That's what I was. Yeah.
Oh.
So I
Yeah,
mean,
but
but
he has picked a spotter, and I believe he's committed to being Hop spotter, and it is probably the best spotter in the world.
maybe
I
I could
confident.
I know
I'm
probably.
who
pretty
it is.
confident I
I
can
know
say
who
that.
it is. Yeah, I
You
know
do?
who it
Yeah,
is. It's the best spotter in the world, probably.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
pretty
Oh,
good. It's pretty damn good.
And
do
I
I
could
know?
confidently say that he's probably the best driver in the world
Yeah, he's
too.
pretty good too. Yeah.
Wait.
Hold on. Thorn
Oh,
trick number 2. Hold on.
I'll
There we
text
go.
you after, Herbie. It's okay.
I think I could probably
You
guess.
can put the
Yeah.
yeah.
All I gotta say is 2023. That's it. That's
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Wow, that's good. I mean, I'm super pumped. I'm super nervous for, the rest of the prospect field. Honestly,
I mean, dude,
like,
Good luck, Hopkins coming.
we got a couple pro drivers moving in prospect this year too, so it's gonna be definitely pretty
yeah. What
crazy.
what are your thoughts on that? Start seeing like Zhao come into prospect this year.
Really?
Yeah,
You know
very
Yeah,
what?
on.
I love that because that he's going to be a force to be reckoned with in prospect. Hell yeah. I'm all
yeah,
about it.
yeah.
All about it.
Yeah.
Is he the only one who's moved? I don't want to say down, but moved over.
I think
I don't.
Power has as well. I want to say
He
I don't know
posted
if
a
it's. I
that
don't know
might
if
be a
it's confirmed.
rumor
that's a
because he
Yeah,
rumor.
posted on Instagram today.
yeah. I don't.
He goes, I think he said something about. Hold on, I'll get it
Now I
word
gotta
for
check
word
the
from his
gram.
Instagram
I
post.
don't know if it's
Hold on,
confirmed.
I'm doing the
God
same.
damn it!
But yeah,
Bad
no.
beer
I
good.
mean, there could be other people maybe.
Typed
He
in Matt
said,
Power by accident.
I know you guys are waiting to see what's next. Just hold on a little bit longer. Yeah. So he has not officially made it Facebook official yet.
Okay.
Facebook official.
Facebook official.
Oh shit. Oh, Phil had said it's easy to get to A group. I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, Phil, it is.
You put
If
your work in. Yeah, but
if
Phil, you cheated. You were a sim driver.
yeah. Well, that's
Was
what
Sean
do
a
you
sim
mean? That's
driver
a cheat.
too?
Yeah.
Sean's been
I
on
dri
the sim, right?
Yeah, we drive together all the time.
There you go. He's a cheater
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. But he's an idiot. All right? He builds a stock KA with these big old wheels on it. You
He
know what I
makes
mean?
them work. Would
He
I
made
do
all
it?
right,
No. But
all
he
right. He
makes them work.
made
No.
him work. Made him work. He has the same crappy wheel that I have. Puts a real size steering wheel on it, so it has even
That's why
less
I did it.
rotational fucking force
You get some
on it.
leverage in it. That's what you gotta do. You gotta get some
He,
leverage into it.
dude, that thing feels like you're throwing around bags of water. It's the worst feeling thing.
Oh my
But
god.
we enter in the same competitions together. We both suck together, and poor Krasen
Well,
blames
you
his
both
tools.
don't suck in real life.
Yeah, so like that's poor Krasen blames his tools, but I don't think that we're that poor of craftsmen. We're just working with what we got in a way. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
I
In real life, both y'all shred. So
yeah, so like yeah, Phil, I don't think that getting to A group is that hard, but then like I look at other people like when we're at a private day and I do see like a genuine newcomer, someone that hasn't driven or ridden motocross, hasn't, done BMX or like just
yeah, they don't really have a
real
background in it.
in any like extreme thing and like you see them genuinely struggle like I know. I think it was AJ Muss. Like when he first started, he didn't even know what a clutch kick was, and then ended up
Yeah,
becoming, a Pro 2 driver and all that. But like, it
and
was
then
just
Olympic snowboarder.
yeah, and
Yeah.
we're you know, but like that, it was crazy to me because like growing up on dirt bikes and quads and like it's like you don't know what a clutch kick is. I'm like like
Yeah,
you
now
know?
I call a clutch like now because I'm working on my car so much. What I call a clutch kick is when something's too tight and I gotta loosen it. I'll take my little Milwaukee wrench
Yeah,
and I'll start it and go. That's the good old clutch kick right there.
Man, we gotta get this boy back in the driver's seat soon before he forgets what a real clutch kick is.
Yeah. Well, I did get to drive today, so I did a lap in Adrian's car. That's what Celine.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Mr. Celine Drifts. And again, excited for the future of your mobile. What else do we got here? Anton said, "I can agree that E-Town guys focus on function." Yeah,
Mm, I like that function over form.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
and I think that really kind of stemmed from the old videos that we all saw, and like it's like, why make this thing so pretty if you're about to if you're about to just throw it in the Wawa 100 times over, and then finally, like, all of a sudden it just snaps, like where that's where like when Sean built his, and I was like, dude, you're a little out of your gourd here for that one, but that's all right.
Well, he did. He was smart and started on the road course. I mean, on the kart track. He
No, he did.
grinded his teeth with me on the kart track.
Nah, he came right to the backtrack.
Really?
Remember? Yeah, remember on that
I thought his first day was go kart track.
no, it was that rainy day.
Well, there you go. Rain. Dude,
Yeah.
everyone's so scared of rain. I just had a
No,
student the other day. Hey,
I told
Saturday's
him
looking a little rainy.
I
Can
was
I
like, you need to
reschedule? I'm like,
pray for rain.
I really think we should hold off. Of course, we can reschedule, but I really think we should hold off. They're like, nope, I do not want to drive in the rain. And I'm like, you're missing out. You have no idea how much you're missing out. The
No,
rain is the best.
all you got to do is pay for fuel. Hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully you don't like. I know I say that now because I've seen a bunch of people snap axles in the rain. And I'm like, how? But like
Well,
it
they
happens.
probably were in the puddles, right? So coming out of a puddle into a dry
Yep.
section, maybe.
Yep.
But
Yep.
like your first day of drifting in real life ever, the hardest ever conditions, Mr. Patchy Pants. That is when you break axles.
Gas factory, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, I definitely want one of those t-shirts.
I don't. This is old as hell. I don't know if we have anymore.
Well, I know someone that
I
can
could.
print more, just saying.
All right, we could do that. I
Uh,
definitely want more. I want to bring the brand back.
well, she's right there. If you want to print something, she's right there.
Crazy. It's only one color, white.
That's exactly that's her wheelhouse because we have a cricket. That's how we print it. We have a cricket.
Nate was actually in the chat and wants to know what are some crazy party stories at E-Town
Um,
that you're
there was a
legally allowed.
chandelier in Sneaky Pete's once that people were swaying from. Um, now, crazy party story. Oh, at probably our pit bike shenanigans.
Yeah, I am not a
Those are the
pit bike
best.
owner, so I don't ever get to go on these
Those are the
cool
best.
these cool trips, dude.
Yeah, we thinks we're the Sons of Anarchy, kind of. Yeah, yeah. Go out in the woods like 20 dudes deep. We have township property that no one bothers anyone at, and it's within riding distance of Raceway Park. It's not on property,
Yeah.
and we'll go 20 dudes deep during like right after an event, right before sunset, and then once sunset starts to kind of happen, we'll come back. But yeah, we'll go out and party out in the woods with the pit bikes, and it's just the most fun thing ever.
Yeah, the pit bike adventures definitely look like a solid time. Is that also where you go off-roading back there? Or?
Yeah, so there's 3 spots that we go to, and, we haven't taken the beaters to the one spot yet because it's kinda tight. There's lots of big trees, and we don't know if the Jeeps can fit through the big trees, but, the other 2 spots, yeah, they could fit, and so we bring the Jeeps back there, we bring the pit bikes when it's warm.
Kind of a little off topic, but also like later on shenanigans. How do you handle the people after FD that are parked on the road course that decide that they can try to drift their 5.0?
You
Uh,
know, we don't really have that. We don't really have it. Like, it happens, but it's not in a extent that y'all think.
no, it's definitely like they don't keep going around, but I mean like, they make their pass like to the exit and they try to do like crazy. You've never had like no one's ever really royally messed up yet, right?
Nope.
I mean, and I
No,
if they
no,
did,
and,
what would you have to do? Or
tell them they're a idiot. Yeah, tell them they're a freaking idiot and get the hell out unless their car is fucking broken. I don't know. I haven't had to deal with it because it hasn't really happened. The FD crowd, besides, the people that made it on TMZ, everyone is so respectful of the place. So
well, yeah,
respectful.
yeah, no, I say that like there's very few
There is
people that
very, very
which
few. Last year, 12,000 people were at Raceway Park. And I don't remember hearing a single burnout when people were leaving.
yeah, no, all
I'm
you heard
sure it
was like
happened, but I don't remember hearing it.
there was no real burnout. You just heard like a
Yeah.
couple people just try to get on it on that
Yeah,
last
they had a
back
couple
section
chirps here
before
and there, but
yeah, before they have to make that right to leave,
yeah,
It's
yeah. Or
yeah,
left if you're from my neck of the woods.
true. True.
And it's
Yeah.
like everyone always
Well,
turns right
I
out of there, and I
well,
never did that.
I think that during FD they have the traffic only going one way
It
for the
depends on
exit.
your exit. Yes,
Oh,
correct.
okay. Oh,
Correct. Like
okay.
if you're going out the main driveway, you have to make a left. If you're
Okay.
going out uh gate
Road course.
2, which is
Yeah.
road course, I
Yep.
think, you
Yep.
have to make a right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. I've never
Mhm.
wanted to leave at any point at that time, so I've
No.
been all right. Yeah. No, I'm
No, that
very
traffic sucks. Just wait until it's over. Yeah.
I gotta say, um, even Nate this past, this was my first year working with Nate last year. And as soon as pro was over, he was like, "All right, bud, have a good time." And like he was very sick at that round. Like he didn't even
Oh, okay.
realize that he was sick. He's
Yeah.
like, "I know this is your home track." He's like, "Just go have a good time." I was so sad that he wasn't gonna tag
Yeah.
along with
Hey,
us
this
for
year
the.
this year, Nate, you're staying.
You
You're
have to stay,
staying.
dude.
You're
You
staying.
you have to stay, Nate and Brandon. You gotta
Yeah.
stick
Oh, yeah.
around.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it is something I tell all of my friends and, like, Tyler Capper, I don't know if that you've met him yet.
I don't think I have yet. Yet.
He's one of Larry's tutors.
Mhm.
So,
Of Tyler,
he
yeah.
yep, he loves you, and every year he always
Jeez.
asks me, he's like, "Is there any way you could find me a car that I could drive for Prograde?" And I'm like, "Bro," I'm like, I
It's so hard.
I'm
It's
like, "That
so
is so
hard.
hard." I'm like, I was like, "Well, maybe Matt's G37 or 35 or whatever," but then every time it's like, "Oh, we haven't touched it." So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know if you wanna
That's
drive that.
something that I'd like to change in the future. I don't have any plans, like, officially to do it, but if I could have a rental program
Yeah.
for events like that, for, like, all of our homies to come in. Like, we have so many friends that fly in. Like, one that comes off top of my head is Chris Power. He works for, um, Amanda and Brandon.
Okay.
I would love for him to drive with us,
Yep.
but he
I think a
can't because he
WoW
always flies in.
Yeah, I think a WoW, but he's,
Yeah,
yeah, WoW gets he's friends with Kimlin again, Max.
yeah. Yeah,
So
I
he's
wonder where
always
that car is, his M3. I don't know where it is.
neither I'm not too sure either.
Yeah.
But Yeah, do you ever see yourself? I guess that is a dream down the road that you would
Definitely a
have.
dream.
Okay.
Definitely a dream. If I did it, I'd want to. I. It's probably not the best way to do it. But like, I want to go balls deep. I want to have 6 cars. I want to have 7 cars straight away, right away for everyone to just go and rent and drive. But that's expensive.
I
Very,
think,
very
I
expensive.
think that in the same sense though, like, you wouldn't be utilizing them every time. So then if something, during the session that if you're only using 3 or 4 out of that 7, if something were to break on one of them, now you do have a backup. You don't have any downtime necessarily. So like if the next group comes in, they only have, 3 or 4 again,
Yeah,
you still
yeah.
have a chassis that's ready to go. Or
And the other thing is I would need to hire a mechanic, a full time mechanic, which I
yeah.
don't. I don't have
I,
a full time mechanic.
I saw you were
I
looking
can't
for an
hire a full time mechanic right now.
yeah. I mean that's
Yeah.
there's it's 24/7,
Yeah.
it's like that is you guys do too much for that to be, I think, like, a viable thing. You would have to pay this singular person a very handsome penny to
No, but
just
if I did it, I would. I would.
yeah,
I
no,
know
that's
what
yeah.
would be going into this, so I would try to be competitive. You see the commercial? What's the pay like? Competitive or competitive? I
Yeah,
try to be on the competitive side of
yeah,
it if I were to ever hire a
exactly.
mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw you were looking for filling a position for something at Raceway Park. Can
Yeah, we need gate staff, security. It's mainly
Dan
gate staff.
Danny's there,
Couple of
right?
our big events could use maybe like a bar back or a bartender. So if you ever want to do that, email. Oh no, I don't know the email.
Raceway Park at
Yeah, you know what? It's on the Racer Park Instagram. It's a post on the Racer Park Instagram. So the email you have to email is on a post on Instagram.
yes.
It's
So
like
do
eTown
do that.
Raceway Park 1965 at Gmail or something like that. But to make sure, go on Raceway's Instagram. It's on there.
Yeah. So
Nice.
I saw that and I was just got a little bit nervous. Is Danny still with us here?
Oh,
He's
definitely,
still
definitely, definitely. It's just the extra hands. Like
all right.
LZ
All right.
World Tour and FD take a lot of people.
Yeah.
And
Well, is clean culture a part of that again this year?
no, no. Oh, you know what? I have a very exciting announcement of who is our car show person organizer of the year. It's our boy, Kenny Kano. Low Scoonies, baby.
Oh, hell yeah,
Yeah.
buddy.
I am
Nice.
so stoked about that. That Los Goonies is our official car show supporter this year.
Okay. All right. Very good. You got all your media people taken care of. You're ready to go. Who's running
I
your show for this one? Because the
uh
one I definitely was throwing it. Uh, I was a little nervous with the clean culture people. They kind of took over everything that I could do.
oh my god, yeah,
Remember?
that was a shit
Yeah,
show.
that
That was a shit
I
show.
I ran
And
I
it was
ran the
missing
media
like
meeting with
it
like
was
7 people, and then
it
all
was
of a sudden it was Clean Culture's 100 media people. I was like, you guys weren't at the
yeah,
media
that was
meeting.
never discussed, which it should have been.
I'm
Raceway
like,
Park and myself should have discussed that with Clean Culture, and we never did.
I don't
So
think that it really would have made much of a difference necessarily. I think that people were just showing up with a vest, knowing that if they just had like like, oh. And then
yeah,
I
I
yelled I
think
yelled at one guy with shorts, and then I yelled at another guy with shorts, and then I turned around and I saw like 10 dudes with shorts. I was like, uh-oh, I'm in an
yeah,
army.
yeah.
Oh.
I think I
I'm
really
gonna
like the
lose
Clean
this
Culture
fight.
dudes are pretty awesome. The actual guys who run Clean Culture are great.
Yeah, they
So
are.
I think if
Yeah.
we made it known beforehand, I don't think really any of that would have happened. You might have had an offshoot of one or two who thought they could have gotten away with it, but the masses like it was, I don't think it would have happened if me, thought of that and addressed it before the event.
No Trevor Root fucking stick Bernie competition this LZ event. I gotta say, like, that was
I'm all
I'm
for
not
the
I'm
burnout
not
comps, baby.
I
All
I
for
was
it.
I was too, and then like a couple of the dudes came out there and they were hanging out the windows and stuff, and I was just, and the media dudes were on the track, and I was like, oh please, Lord, help me.
Yeah, yeah, that was another
But
Yeah.
then,
thing
but then Trevor
on.
came out, and I was like, let's
Honestly,
go, buddy.
it was on me for not discussing who was allowed out and who was allowed in the cars, right? I never
Yeah.
never told anybody
Well,
that.
who would have thought it would have? It's
Yeah, it's
well,
always a
like
live and learn type of deal, you know?
like
So
in
now I
your
know, hey, it's got to be disclosed that there's only one person in the car for this at once.
yeah, or
It
you know
has to be
if you
disclosed that the only people allowed on track are officials and EMTs and the driver.
yep.
No, like, and your two media dudes, right, or whatever,
Yeah, no,
and
and
they
I
have
mean,
to be
like
behind a barrier at all times.
I was gonna say, I think that, on our what we've been so used to and like how we've been, I don't want to say catered, but like how you have run your events, like how you run your private days, like, you think safety first and everything like that. And then like this one was still the same exact thing, but there were just so many people and such like it, and it
Yeah,
was one scheduled thing after another scheduled thing, and it was just back to back to back to back. So like,
yeah,
it was hard for, one singular person to be able to maintain and get a hold of all of that.
yeah,
And
yeah. I,
I
I I really do think if we were to have made a plan beforehand, it would have went totally different. But
yeah,
we didn't. We didn't.
I
We
think
didn't. It was just something we never thought of.
yeah, I think regardless, that event is still one of my most fun events that I had
Oh,
ever
so
been
good.
to. I
Was
was
that the one that it was like 100 and something degrees out the whole day?
yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like I was saying, like Trevor Root came in with his E36 and just sat on the limiter. And just, I was like, dude, you have
I have
zero
an image burned
mechanical.
in my brain of Jimmy Oaks like this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with him bouncing off limiter in probably fifth gear or something.
Yeah, that was 10 out of 10. It's so funny that it's like, man, burnouts are stupid, and then you see one, and you're like, yeah, brother.
Yeah. it's
But
it's something that itches, something caveman that's in all of our
yeah,
brains. There's a
all the men's
caveman
brains
part of
have
our
like,
brain that
yeah.
burnouts just itch.
Yeah.
I I think back to a Hyperfest event where Billy Petro again took his after Alex failed doing a burnout 3 times in a row. This was
Alex failed doing a burnout.
yep.
I'm never letting him live that down.
He
Ever.
tried he tried taking off in third gear and each time it stalled and it was gripped up and it roar, roar, and like they kicked him out of the pit and he had the broken motorsport livery on and everything. So then Billy ran down there, literally drove head on into the concrete barrier without stopping and
Good.
just
That's how you're
and
supposed to do it.
just immediately melted the tires
Do you
and
remember Chris Rudnick doing that in his 370Z? Yep. And then he, I didn't tell him because I didn't want to make him feel bad, but he broke my barrier doing that.
did he really?
He cracked my media barrier in half doing that. Yeah.
I didn't
He
want
knows now.
to.
He knows now. When I told him, he was like, "Oh no!" And I'm like, "Brother, you're fine. You're fine. Don't worry. It's okay." But like, yeah, he went up and hit it so hard head on that he cracked a jersey barrier.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty funny. Yeah, so
Yeah.
now you know a little insider information about Alex. He's our all high and mighty
He
good
can't do a
driver.
burnout. Alex
Yeah,
Baker
he
can't do a
Can't
burnout.
do a
can't do a
burnout.
burnout.
Can't do a burnout.
I'm gonna text him. I'm gonna text him after this and go, "Yo, I can't hear you. I heard you can't do a burnout."
Yo, he's gonna get and then he couldn't find his wallet at that event. He got so mad. He got
Oh,
so mad. But it was right in his car. Anyways, we got Nate had responded to his first question again. 12,000 people is a ton. How do you prepare for that?
um,
Good
our
question, honestly.
venue is we're super lucky with the venue because we can handle about 18,000 before we run out of parking, run out of seating. So it's not much. It's not much. We just have to be smart about getting them in fast enough, right? Parking the people is going to be the hardest part. So when they come in, you have your money collectors for parking, right? So that has to be efficient, which that usually is pretty efficient.
Yep.
But then you have the biggest problem, which is parking. And everyone thinks that they're parking in a car show, even if they're parking just for FD, right? So
Yep.
everyone takes forever to just back into a car spot, a car spot, a parking spot. Oof.
Yeah.
So that's our biggest hurdle is parking the people, getting them in because we don't want the line to go out onto the street.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
See.
that makes a lot of sense. I mean, when I'm rolling in sometimes and I see, which it's not often really because I'm already typically there, but like if I go to Wawa real quick or whatever in the morning and then
And
like
there's
I
a
come
line.
back
Yeah,
in,
it happens. We don't
holy
want it to
no,
happen, but it happens.
not even the car line, but just the people line
Oh
of getting
yeah. Going across the
holy
driveway
cow.
there. Yup. Yup.
I'm
Yeah.
like, this is insane, dude. I'm like, FD, FD. But we also got a donation from Phil.
Yeah, got a dono from
Um,
Phil.
thank you, buddy.
Woo!
Chris
Thanks,
encouraged me
Phil.
to. He said Chris encouraged me to start competing way before I thought I was ready, and sure enough, I qualified fourth and won my first battle ever. And
That's
that's what it's all
right,
about, brother.
baby. That's right. I knew you could do it. I knew it.
You in that second gear, going 100 miles an hour.
That's Corvette for you.
I know. um, Sam Robinson,
Yeah.
the other media dude, he
Hey.
said, I saw Chris Napp and stopped my schoolwork for this. You don't go to school, you don't know how to read. I'm shocked that you were able to write
Wow.
this. um, just kidding, Sam. Thank you for being here. But anyways, we're almost at the end, and I just wanted to know, Nate's favorite question. Do you have an Andy Luck story?
I was just texting Andy Luck today, actually. It was about FD this year. It's boring. Um, let's see. Do I have a good Andy Luck story? All of my Andy Luck stories are pretty good. Me and Andy go back and we've always had a great time together.
Yeah.
Always. Individual times though. Oh, last year at Formula Drift, there was some miscommunications.
At the
Um,
beginning, right?
at the beginning,
Yeah,
yeah.
I saw this live in action, him and Danny.
Yeah. Toyota, no, it was 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Toyota
Yeah, that
rented the
one.
road course,
Yep.
and I also rented the road course as East Coast Drift School. And Forsberg needed to test. And Toyota and Nissan don't necessarily mix too well. And there was miscommunication on whose track it was going to be. And very quickly, I was like, Chris, so sorry, we can't test. And he was like, no worries. But Toyota was not happy. And then after that, I apologized to they weren't really mad. It was totally my mistake. Um, someone name dropped me at the gate, which is it really is a problem.
Yeah.
And they had a Nissan, and they parked said Nissan in front of the Toyota booth, literally like a day after, and they name dropped me again at the Toyota booth. Oh my god! And then Andy, rightfully so, freaked out.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. That person, that who will not be named, partially because I don't remember his name. I don't care for him at all. Um, I yeah, that was bad. That was horrible.
Holy
I
cow, dude.
Jeez.
freaked out on him. I freaked. Yeah, because he
Wow.
literally parked an R34 in front of the Toyota booth, and then freaked out on Toyota, saying that I said it was okay, which never happened. I never got a text. I don't even have the dude's number. I don't have his number. How is he going to text me and tell me
Yeah.
when I don't have a text message from him? He doesn't have my number. He just name dropped me, just to name drop me. to get into the event.
Oh, that's terrible, dude.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah,
That
I
was
mean
rough.
that's a pretty good Andy Luck story. I was thinking that you were gonna say like at the beginning of this last event here in FD New Jersey, the tent situation up on the
On the
whatchamacallit, the
grandstands,
yep,
they were
yep.
putting tents on like the top of the grandstands near the.
Yeah, they were putting
Oh, I
the
never heard about this. Was that a
oh
problem?
it was so early on, dude. It was literally within like the first hour of
Yeah.
like
Really?
practice starting, and him and Danny was over there, Andy was over there. You got two
Wow.
dudes you do
I
not
never
want to
heard of
fuck
this
with.
before.
Oh yeah,
I never heard of this ever.
so Danny goes over there, tries having a conversation with him, and it's like, hey man, like I'm sorry, like you got to take this tent down. Like I know that we let you through. I could hear. I was literally in the handicap section, and they were right on that top right corner of that
Yeah, right in the corner.
grand.
Yep, I know
Yeah,
where you're
so
talking
I
about.
I
Yeah.
was as close to them as I could be. Um, and I'm watching this, and Danny, he's letting them know, and the dude starts freaking out. He's like, "Why would they let me through if I can't have this?" And blah blah blah. And he's like, "It's a hazard." And then like Danny just walks
Yeah, the
away.
wind could take it, and then
Yeah,
where
Yeah.
is it
yeah,
gonna go?
yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get
Yeah,
it.
so
I never heard of this before.
yeah, Danny walked away and found Andy, I guess. And him and Andy both went up there, and almost I thought it was gonna be another fist fight, dude, for
Yeah.
Danny to have.
We were gonna get on TMZ 2 years in a row. Oh my god.
First, Danny has a Superman punch a woman after beating him up.
Yeah, she threw a phone at his head, and he fucking
Yeah, I
cut his
know.
head open.
Yeah, cut his head open. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah,
He
she threw her phone at him, and it sliced his forehead open.
Yeah. So shout out to Danny. If I don't know what you do on a nightly basis, but if you're watching this, buddy, you're admired.
Danny's the man. Mr.
Danny is
Danny
the
Lukey,
man.
our head of security. He's the best.
I would never mess with him a day in my life.
Oh yeah. He's the best guy ever.
You hear his voice and you know that he means business. But
Oh yeah.
do you so like where could the general masses find you? Where would you want them to look you up, for your page
Instagram.
or
That's
the
really the only I am not a social media guy at all.
What about East Coast Drift School? Where could they find your drift school?
Instagram. Instagram. East Coast Drift School. And then my personal Instagram is Chris_NAPP. That's Chris Napp. And then East Coast Drift School. That's just what it is on Instagram as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh
we're
my goodness, it's been 2 hours. You weren't kidding.
well, honestly, like 3 because you hung out with us so early.
Yeah.
Well, that's because I'm not technologically advanced at all, and I was
Yeah,
worried that I wouldn't be able to figure out your instructions.
and
Yeah.
you crushed it.
Absolutely
Yeah, it
crushed
was
it.
what, like 2 minutes or something. I think I finished my round of Call of Duty I was playing, and then jumped right on and went, "Oh, that's easy."
See, I didn't play any video games today yet.
Yeah.
I laid down in sorrow because
Oh,
Oh.
Brandon had me think about life too much earlier.
Man,
So
I'm sorry. Fucking A. Jesus. My bad. Fuck. My
but
bad, man.
I
Fucking A.
I do appreciate you coming on, and I mean I've been saying this out of Nate's tone. Brandon, thanks for hosting us, and
Yep.
yeah, with your like I
The
don't want to say
turd
fancier, but
PCs holding on, you know?
mine.
No, mine.
Oh, mine is too.
Yeah.
Woo! But, all right, boys. Yeah, I guess we will catch you on the next one.
Yeah.
This
I
coming
mean, wait,
Thursday.
usually Nate asks if you have anything you got going on, Herbie. You got anything before we go? Any comps or anything like that?
No, at the end of this month I do.
Okay.
How about you there, Mr. Chris? What do you got going on this upcoming?
just LZ World Tour prep. It's a
Yeah.
lot. We're doing a
Yeah.
lot of prep. A
yeah.
lot of prep. And just school stuff. Like in the wintertime, we have almost all the weekends open for practice. So I have a couple lessons this weekend. Just trying to get my car ready. I ran on my brake lines today, actually. I have like a self bleeder, like the lonely person I am. So I'm gonna get my self bleeder from the track and bleed my brakes tomorrow. And then I have a tiny, tiny fuel leak I gotta address, and then the car's ready for dyno.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Making that big 300 horsepower, baby.
Hey,
Yeah.
that means that you could just stay on it the whole time.
That's right. The only
That-
way I know how to drive is put my foot down.
Me too. Me too. That's why I
Foot
used so much left foot
down.
brake that one day, dude. I don't know what to do. What am I supposed to do with that other pedal?
You know, everything since it happened so quickly, everything that I've been remembering has just been related to ice. Left foot braking, you can learn everything about left foot braking by just driving on the ice. It's
Oh, I believe it.
incredible.
Yeah.
Everyone listening right now should go ice drifting. Everyone. Just do it safely. Make sure the ice is thick enough, please.
But yep. Brandon, do you have anything coming up?
No. 8th of March. Yeah, 8th of March got VDC, and I
Hell
think I
yeah.
might be having an event the same day. I'm gonna have some guys go out to Southern Fresh. It's a local ATL event. Bring on a sim. But yeah, if anyone
Oh, yeah.
needs sim gear, go to
That's a
boundlessracing.com. Get
Friday.
your
You
stuff.
do that all on a Friday?
Yeah, I mean, it would be
It's a
crazy if
Saturday. The 8th is a Saturday.
it would
Really?
be it
Yeah.
would
I
be
should know when
crazy
that's my
if
bachelor party. I should know when that is.
be
Yeah.
crazy if like E-Town ever had like a sim set up there.
You know, maybe I gotta hit up my boys at SimHQ, maybe.
Hey, whoa, whoa,
Hey, whoa,
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 whoa!
whoa, whoa!
Just
I
throwing
meant to
me out.
buy the stuff. You guys would help me set it up.
He's
Oh, I
boundless
sell the
racing. He
stuff. I
sells it
sell
You
stuff.
too.
sell the stuff?
I sell stuff too.
All right. I take it back. This is the first
Yeah.
I'm hearing of this.
It's okay.
This
It's
is
okay.
the first time I'm hearing of this.
It's okay. It's all right. Boundless Racing's my company for anyone who wants to know.
And they were started before
Now it
SimHQ.
makes a lot of sense. All right, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit my boys up at SimHQ and Boundless
There we
Racing.
go.
All right, to get
There we
the
go.
best setup possible.
That's what's up. That's what's up. They're good guys. I like them. They're cool.
But all right, fellas,
If y'all were wondering, my whole driveway's covered in snow now.
outdoor
Hell
digs.
Hell
Oh
yeah!
my
Actually,
God.
you know what's funny? He does plow my driveway sometimes.
I know he does. Oh shit! But thank you all for sticking around. Thanks for watching, everybody. And like I said, we will catch you all. See you next Thursday.
Yeah, this Thursday, I guess.
Yeah, but I gotta stay
You'll
true
see
to
me
that.
in the comments.
You'll.
That's just